of your treasurer's report, changes need to be made to the town website under history, how we are supported. Sarah has access to our website.
Right.
Or
Just
I
the Facebook, just the Facebook page, not the website.
Oh, okay, not the town.
Okay, not the
How do we access the
website.
town's website? Jesse, how do we get on the town website?
I can ask, over at the town hall, I can ask and see. I would think it would be the same person who does both, but I don't know that for sure.
Okay, because I mean, is that something that we have access to, or is it just?
I don't
Probably
believe
not.
I don't think we do have access. I can I can call and look into it since.
Let's have them do it. Whatever needs to be done, they can do it.
Yes, yeah, and it shouldn't be. It's really just taking out, a sentence and putting in another. It's not a big deal. It shouldn't be a big deal.
Great.
Okay, I can take care of that.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, I'm going to call us to order so we don't waste any time. And the three of you are here, and three of us are here. Okay, and the treasurer's report, which I have a copy of right here, Sarah. It's the same as it was last month.
Yes.
No money has been spent. No money has come in. We're exactly the
Correct.
same.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just to let you know, we've got a deposit of $8,250. Right?
A deposit, do you mean?
Those are the total deposits that were made, right?
Yes, right.
So the balance of the Friends account is $2,862. The balance on our account is $4,285.
Yes.
And when do we have to spend that by?
By, I believe, it would be, June.
End of June?
Yeah,
Okay.
so, we have just until that time. And I haven't heard back from the from the budget report to see about whether or not our budget got approved. So
Okay.
I'll stay tuned for that.
I did talk with Chad, who may or may not be here, and he's next on the agenda. So I'm just going to say what he's added, what he said helpfully to us, and then we can clue him in if he comes in. He felt that we should sign the contract with Julian for the treatments, only for the treatments, because Julian is he's very committed and he's very capable of doing that, whereas some other arborists may not have the means to do those treatments. So that we should not have him do the remove the ash trees, but do have him do the treatments. Is that okay with everybody if I do that?
Yep.
I just would like to maintain the relationship with Julian, and that's within our budget to do that part.
Yeah.
I had talked with Jonathan Navarro, who is the head of the town crew. He came down to the Arboretum and we walked around. The things that he will take care of is the erosion at the sides of the driveway and the parking lot. On your side, Jesse, and on the other side, it's eroding all the way down there. He will bring in soil and plant grass seed and make sure that that is planted in. I also showed him the 3 areas in the Arboretum which are eroding, where the water has come out of one of the drains and it's going down. And I asked him what could be done about that. He felt he could also deliver a load of topsoily stuff to fill that in and try to reseed that area also. I don't know if that will work, but he felt that he could do that as part of the town crew maintenance job. He talked with Jay Swan, the first selectman, and Jay does not want him to do any mowing at this point in the town. He feels that our budget should cover the mowing, the chipping, the tree care, everything else. Chad felt that it's ridiculous if we only have $5,000 and not $7,000. We cannot possibly cover all the expenses. And he was suggesting that we should, when we find out, or even beforehand, we should, as a group, perhaps go and talk to Jay, make an appointment and go and talk to him at some point and just put our concerns about wanting to take care of the trees and the fact that we've got these ash trees, which is not immediate, but it'll be a big deal to bring them down. Jonathan Navarro had said that maybe we should have a climber do it. What Chad said was that you wouldn't have the heavy equipment coming down to cut the trees down, but you've still got to bring all that wood out. Once you get those trees down, you've got to bring it out. And he said, if I'm working somewhere, I've got big mats that I put down on the ground so my equipment can come in on these mats, and it's my responsibility to take care of any damage that I do. And it's true of every tree person. If they cause damage on a property where they're working, they are responsible for fixing that damage. And we've worked with that at the Arboretum before. But I think that was something that we can talk to Jay Swan about. Bill Rathbone used to work at the Arboretum. He's Anne Rathbone's husband. He is an arborist. He doesn't go up trees any longer because he's not as old as I am, but he's about 65 years old apparently. So he can do like cabling work and can do pruning of bushes and lower trees. And so Chad will talk to him about doing some work for the Arboretum. And we should pay him. It should not be pro bono work. Mm-hmm. The other thing that Jonathan Roy had said was, not Jonathan Roy, too many Jonathans that I'm talking to. John Navarro had thought that heavy equipment should not be taken down there because it would create too much erosion. But Chad said you're going to have some heavy stuff to bring the trees back up, because you don't want the trees sitting around down there. And we can't count on Academy students hefting up the logs. So somebody has to go down and at least bring them up to the parking lot,
right,
where they can be dealt with. So that was sort of the two people that I was supposed to talk to. I talked to Chad, I talked to John Navarro, and Navarro will take care of the drainage issue at the sides of the parking area. That's finishing off that parking lot and the driveway. But Jay at this point is saying the town crew should not be doing work for the Arboretum. We should be paying somebody to do the work. I still feel that the mowing falls, this is a town park. Mowing falls, it's the same as mowing the green, this should I think we can make a case for that our money should not go for mowing, it should go for tree protection. Do people agree with that? I see a lot of head nodding, so I think I'm getting some agreement on that.
Yeah, and maybe it's in part because they see that we have some money in both of our funds, so maybe they're thinking, well, we should be spending, so maybe we just need to spend some of our fund.
Well, we will be spending.
We definitely will.
Absolutely.
Maybe that's what he's looking at. I don't know.
Yeah, with Julian's contract, we'll be spending a lot of that.
Yeah.
Okay, Andy isn't here, and she was really the one who was inspired about this May Festival Day.
Right.
She had talked about, I don't know if you saw her emails, about having somebody come and do bird photography, and somebody come and do an art sort of workshop. And Chad thought this was a great idea. We should definitely make it free, and we can just encourage everybody to come. What we need to talk about is does it all happen at the same time? Do they photograph birds early in the morning, and should we put up some bird feeders so that we've got some birds to photograph? I'm concerned. I go down there and frequently I never see a single bird. So maybe we should do some feeding. And I don't know if Jesse, if you or Noah would be willing, if we bought the seed and put up the feeders to
definitely
drop down each day and just throw the seed in.
Yeah, definitely.
I think we have to kind of encourage some birds to come in.
Yeah, and some good looking birds too. We could figure out which what feed would be good for their specific
Well, woodpeckers are great to photograph, because if you put some suet feeders up.
Yeah,
and bluebirds eat suet.
Right. Yeah, a lot of them
we could do something like that.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I'm here.
Sorry,
I just came in.
Oh, hi, Andy. We were talking
Andy.
about your May Day festival. How are you feeling?
Good, thank you.
Dad said you had a bad fall.
I did. I fell off a ladder.
Oh.
And I crushed a vertebrae in my back.
Oh.
Oh, my word.
So I'm on the road to recovery. It's a slow process, but thank you for asking.
I would think so. Oh,
Gosh,
my
Andy.
goodness. Oh,
Yeah, I gotta ask for help once in a while instead of being so
Yeah.
stubborn.
yeah, get off that ladder. We're not having you climbing up any trees.
No,
Oh, boy. So, I don't know when you joined us. We've sort of
I just did. I fell asleep watching the news and I woke up and even I was dozing. I said, is it 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock? Oh, I think it's 7 o'clock, the meeting. And I said, no, it isn't. So here I am.
Okay, great. We just have to get through it quickly, Andy, because both Sarah and Jesse need to leave because it's open house or something at Woodstock Academy tonight.
Okay.
Parent night, yeah.
Yeah, so that we need to get through quickly. So I reported on, I talked with Chad this morning and he thought we should sign for the treatments for the trees on that contract with Julian.
I agree.
Okay, you agree with that? So I will sign that part of the contract. He didn't think though that we should have Julian take care of the ash trees, and he's going to talk to Bill Rathbone about doing some of the other tree related work. Bill used to work at the Arboretum and he is the Woodstock arborist.
Oh,
He does not, however, climb trees because he's getting up there in age, but he does bushes and pruning and other kinds of things. And so Chad is going to talk with him about whether he could do the cabling that was listed in the contract and whether he would do that for less money. But we have to pay for that. John Navarro went to talk with Jay Swan, and Jay is holding the position that we should be paying for the mowing and all the other things out of our budget. Talking with Chad, he felt that should not be happening and that we should make an eloquent appeal to Jay and that we should all get together and we have our points listed and then go as a group and talk to Jay. And I think that's a great idea. Do you agree, Andy?
I agree.
Okay, terrific. Moving right along now then. And we're up to the May Day Festival thing. I got a notice from Last Green Valley saying that they will publicize any spring events. And I think we should put it into the Last Green Valley when we have a clear idea of what's going to be happening that day. Chad thought it was a great idea. It should be for free. We should encourage people to come. We do tours of the Arboretum. And you had mentioned maybe a photography workshop and a painting workshop, right?
And I have a bird, you know Aaron Bork.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
so yes, I think I've been thinking about it. I think we definitely need to pick a date and then we can start talking about it. I wonder if I sent it out at one point, I believe it was May 22nd.
That's wide open for me.
Well, yeah, my friend Elaine, who's the artist, and by the way, she's been on Woodstock Proud lately. Few pictures of her, something recently with the paintings. She's got one in what's the name of the store? August March down in Putnam. I just saw a picture today. So she's awesome, but I want to really lock her into a date. Same with Aaron.
Okay. Well,
I thought, and Sarah.
I mean, May 22nd is a Saturday.
Yep.
Well,
Yes.
well, what do you think? Saturday
Andy?
or Sunday?
Saturday would be a good day versus Sunday, yeah.
Saturday. I had sent to you folks that I know I've known for a while. I've been invited to a wedding that I really want to go to in Pittsburgh on May 15th. So that knocks me out of that weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to be a part of it. And then I thought if we go the other direction, it'll be early in May and things might not be blooming as we might wish.
We also have to try and set up a work day. So I think 22nd would work for me. How about you, sir? Is there anything happening at the Academy on May the 22nd?
Who knows?
Yeah.
Minutes. As of right now on the school calendar, there is nothing. I'm assuming I can't imagine any of the stuff I do there would have anything on Saturday day.
No UN things?
UN wraps up in April.
Okay, great. Well, let's go for May the 22nd. Why not?
And then another thing I thought would be fun, and we can get our friends together to help with these things. We definitely need someone who will ID the trees. I mean, I don't know if Chad will work with us. I think he might, but we need that as part of, if we're going to have open house. I can't see my picture. Can you folks see me?
No.
Why can't I?
No.
Are you on an
The
iPad?
camera is on.
Are you on an iPad or a laptop or a desktop?
There I am.
There you are. Now your camera's on.
There I am. I thought, one thing I thought would be fun if we're going to call it something like an open house. We've got to have something that will get families to want to come. So since I don't have little kids around anymore, one thing that's really fun is a scavenger hunt.
Mhm.
And when I was in Texas and I was working with kids in this nature preserve, we used to have scavenger hunts, but we used to plant things, like a turtle shell or some deer, some things that we had. And then we'd put them out on the trails, and the kids are like, oh my God, I found a whatever, well, we had put it there,
Mhm.
but it made it exciting. And we used to have these laminated sheets where they could check off what they found.
Yeah.
I think that would be fun, as well as the letterboxing, but we've got to try to think of things that will get families to want to stop by with kids.
Mhm.
I have
So-
some of those cards I made. I used to do like a toddler group, on the Audubon trails. And we would, I made these little scavenger hunt bingo cards, and the kids can just put stickers on them and then they peel right off. They're laminated.
Oh, that's so fun,
So, and then you
Great
could just
idea.
keep,
Yeah.
you could just keep them in the Arboretum box. Anyone could use them anytime. So that would be easy to do.
Mhm. Andy, are you thinking of all of these things happening at the same time or at different
Yes.
times during the day?
I think same time, like make it 4 hours and everything's happening the whole time.
Okay, we've been talking a little bit about how you make sure there are birds to photograph, and my thought was to set up some feeding stations.
Oh, well, I don't know about photographing birds. There might be, but Aaron is a photographer. So, he would do the bird and he would definitely find birds. Birds are hard to photograph. It's unless you got a big eagle sitting there or an owl, unless you've got a big long lens, which he has. So I wasn't thinking of,
I thought he only photographed birds. I've only seen him on bird walks.
oh no, he does, but you can't get a bunch of kids to figure out how to photograph a bird right away. I don't try to photograph birds. I use, most people use either binoculars or a camera, and he uses a camera.
So what were you thinking that he would be doing with this group, with the families or with people?
A bird walk,
Just a
bird
walk.
identification.
Okay, not photography then.
Yeah, both. He would do both.
Okay.
That's what he agreed to. I mean, we can fine tune that. I think we need to have, some plant ID. We can possibly get Linda to do that, in her wildflower area,
She's
like
got,
our regular walks that we do.
right.
It's the activities for the kids. Elaine said she'd set up a dozen easels. And then maybe people could bring an easel also. And she'd
then
provide the supplies.
Okay.
Okay. So, and is she being paid for this?
No.
Okay.
And she would get her friends. She's the president of the Northeast Art Association.
Right.
So, she's got plenty of friends. I think the more people we have there, the merrier. I don't know if we should provide some kind of, it's hard to guess how much, cookies and drinks or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's just hard under COVID. As someone who does
Yeah.
feast kids, like there's 1,000 rules you need to follow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Even when we had the kids from the academy, Philippa, didn't you have to put the donuts in individual
Every
bags?
donut in an individual baggie. Yep. Yep,
Meanwhile,
yep,
they're
yep.
still like sharing drinks and doing all kinds of stuff, but it's fine. It is what
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. If you have the artist, you have like a flower identification, a tree, a bird walk. I mean,
Yeah.
so you have the little kids. I feel like getting the new families and old families of Woodstock with kids is really important because that's our new
Yeah.
base. That has to be our new base because you have to, and that's also financial support. So what, besides the scavenger hunt, which I think is a good idea, I wonder if we could do something in COVID times, like have them do I see this at like a drawing contest, like we have them like we take, a flower or something, and we have them a coloring contest, and they have to color it in, and we can display them.
Oh,
And then
nice. Yeah.
the Woodstock Fair and the ribbons, like we do something like that. And the winner would be announced down there. So encourage them to come see the facility. Like there's something like and give a small
Oh,
prize, like a t-shirt from the Arboretum, like not like something tiny.
yeah. Oh, that's a nice idea, because when I talked to Elaine, it was right after the paintings at Roseland,
Mhm.
when they were looking for people to, what was it? Paintings of the Roseland area, and then they all,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
She
was a
said that-
fundraiser.
she said that she would be willing to do that as a fundraiser, but I don't know if we want to go that route or if we're just trying to get people there, and then ta-da, our fundraising letter goes out and we get support.
That's what I think. Everyone
Yeah,
I
I
knows.
think we just
I
get people there first.
Yeah, I think this should be just a nice come and have a wonderful day at our town park, sort of thing.
I like that, Sarah, because if we could put something on the flyer, that we're going to have, or however we're going to do it, and have the contest listed on there,
Yep.
if they did it prior to coming or there, whatever, but
That's an email to, well, that's like, I can easily email the principal at the middle school, which I forget her name and I talk to her all the time. And then I can send it down to Victor Toth and like get it
Right.
to everyone. And then I think with the Woodstock Academy art classes, I could email Prescott and friends and say, you should send kids down here on this day. Tell them about it. It's painting, maybe extra credit, because you have to bribe kids to do everything. And I don't know, but I think a coloring contest would be cute, like a little.
oh, it would be cute.
Considering they're not really getting specials down at the elementary school from everything I can figure out right now because of their hybrid and the weird schedule they're running. So it might be something fun for some kids to do.
Yeah, there could be different age,
Different age
age
categories.
categories.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like that. But if you folks have someone who has a specialty or a special knowledge that they might be able to add to, I like to think of it kind of as an educational thing also, with the identification. And, everybody who comes to the walks, they love them because they learn so much about the trees. That's why I think anything that we can have anecdotes about folks like that. And this doesn't have to be geared totally towards families. I think that might be what we're looking for, but other folks too.
Mhm.
But we've had couples come on the walks, probably more couples than families on the walks,
Yeah.
individual adults or families. So I think we should have definitely stuff for the kids, but we also should think of adults might want to come and do some painting or some photography or some whatever else.
Do you think any way that the Historical Society would actually open that day to like drum up support? I know that's like dealing maybe.
What a shame.
It's like dealing with the Hill people, no offense. Like it's a
Yes.
little different. So
Oh yeah, it's so frustrating just for me personally that they won't let people in there. It's such a awesome. They could tie two things together and have some kind of a awesome exhibit that people could look at artifacts from Woodstock
I know.
at the same time. I don't know. I don't know if what's Kit. I don't know if he's more receptive. I just don't know. I don't know him that
I'll be
well.
happy to talk with him because we'll want the bathrooms open on that day. So I will talk with him because he's been willing at least to have the toilets open, and we will need a toilet open on May the 22nd.
I just think they could use it too. Like they could start like have an open house, whatever their version of open house is. And I can't imagine that they're rolling in the money. They do very minimal.
No, they're not.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're not.
What sort of time are we looking at here then? Are we thinking of afternoon or morning?
You have to do the afternoon, like 1 to 4.
Yeah. It'll be warmer,
In the light.
possibly.
I have no idea about art. I'm assuming there's light involved. I don't know about birds, what they do, but when they go out.
What did you say?
I said, I don't know about birds. Are they out at 1 and 4?
Oh, early morning, but yeah, we'll
Yeah.
make it work. There are tons of birds down there, so it'll be fine. And that's right at the height of the migration.
Right.
So that'll be a good time. We'll make it work.
Okay, so do we want to suggest that they should bring a picnic?
Oh,
Yeah, why
So
not?
we wouldn't
Why
be feeding
not?
them, but we could say, there's places here to have a picnic.
Yeah.
perfect. Anything
Yeah.
we can think of to add to, and I'm not good at designing things. I mean, I'm really not good at designing, we got to have some awesome poster. I don't know, or flyer. Something that's concise, colorful, exciting.
Yeah.
I wonder if Prescott students would design something, because in the past, we've had an art competition
Yeah.
of students who've come down in the fall and
Mhm.
seen some things that happened in the garden, taken pictures or just looked at stuff and then made some sketches and then have produced artwork, which
Okay.
we have judged and given. Barbara Lucia has always, for 2 years we've done this. Barbara Lucia judged it,
Mhm.
and then they got financial awards that came out of our budget at
And
the
they were-
art award
were on
ceremony, and the pictures were all shown in the town hall.
They were on display, yeah.
Yeah. So
Well,
maybe
we-
like Woodstock Fair has a competition for their poster. Maybe we could have a
Yeah.
time limited competition for this.
If you want to do
Yeah.
that, that needs to happen now. Like we need
Yeah,
to and like get that going.
and we've
And-
got to have all the information that we want to put on it.
Yeah, that's an easy. I can send it out. And I also would individually email the kids who just won the Scholastic Awards. They just got listed at school.
Right.
That's a good idea.
And maybe throw it out to the prep schools like Marionopolis, Pomfret, like all the schools. Just because they don't live in Woodstock doesn't mean, everyone in town goes to Putnam to do the Riverwalk. I'm there almost every day with my dog. So we need to-
Okay. So
if we're looking at this to be giving us financial money as well, the bigger the pool, the better.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah. We need to make the town feel like, oh, this is something that they want to, that's worth their money and time. And I
maybe
think it's forgotten right now. It's a forgotten.
it would be a
place.
free activity, but we maybe can ask for donations too. There could be a little table or something set up so that people who come, if they want to make a donation,
All
we
right.
have a place, a way they can do it, a channel that they can do it. So Andy, will you check with the Elaine to make sure that she's available on that date?
Yes,
And also Aaron to make sure he's available that date.
yeah.
Okay.
And then anyone else who we might want to,
And does anybody know anybody who uses like herbal healing? Because people seem fascinated by the uses, the early uses of some of these things for healing purposes. Do you know any healers?
I can ask my my Reiki teacher if she knows anyone.
Oh, great. Yes.
well, I have a feeling that I didn't see it, but recently there was something at the garden club that was all about just about that. I'll also inquire.
Ask
Well, we
Linda.
can save that for another time too. We can think about that as a focus for another, another
Mhm.
time too.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, we may only get a pool of 12 people.
Yeah.
And they're all going to be, well, I want to do everything. And so, I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure we can have everything happening all at the same time. It may have
Well, I
to.
think it would be cool if we get a lot of kids and they want to paint in color or whatever we can provide for them to do.
I think the more people, then you get the pictures. It's like, look how many people came. Jay Swan, I cannot believe you won't mow.
Right. Yeah.
And we got to get that poster right over to them too, put it up on the front of the town hall.
Absolutely. What time do you need to go, Sarah? You okay?
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna log out of this meeting, go into another
Oh,
one.
I see. You don't have to physically be there. You just
Yeah,
Zoom.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, very good.
For the tree identification, do we need more tags for those trees? I know we have plant tags, but if we're going to identify the trees, do we need to, if we're going to, do we need to purchase those or? I'm
Well,
thinking of-
we have some. I know,
Mhm.
Philippa, pulled out a couple that we then put on.
Yeah,
in
we've
proper
got,
place.
they're more bush tags that we've got with the long
Right.
stakes.
Yeah, most
Yeah.
of the trees are ID.
What are you wanting
Okay.
to identify? Because most of the trees are identified.
Okay, no, Andy, you were saying that some of them haven't, weren't identified and we need to make sure they were.
Some of the bushes aren't, we don't have any of the flowers. Well, we do some, the hosta, but those kind of IDs, but that's why it would be nice if we have some guides, running up and down the hill a million times, identifying things.
Yeah,
And I'll be happy to lead some, a walk, and I think Chad might be happy to lead a walk, and
I think
It-
Chad would like to be a part of it if he
Mhm.
can. We give him that date. He really, I followed him on a walk one day and he loves that. He just talks about the trees there. He glows.
Mhm.
I don't know if Bill would come back to do that. I mean, he's got so many good stories too. I just don't know if he would. I'm not going to ask him. I don't know if you want to, Philippa. We're kind of like oil and water, What can I say?
Mhm. Okay, so just in summary, we're looking at 1 to 4 on May the 22nd. We're looking at the kids coloring contest, a scavenger hunt. There will also be some bird identification, bird calls, bird whatever.
Mhm.
There will be walks around the Arboretum talking about the different trees, the standard walks that we give. There will also be an art area set up where people can go and paint or whatever, adults or children.
And we can fine tune it, but I think it would be nice to put their names. Once we know for sure, the people who are going to help us.
Mhm.
Paint with Elaine Turner, a lot of people know her.
Okay.
When we had the garden tour and the Arboretum was on it, she was painting right there at the walkway into the neighbor's house. Do you
Mhm.
remember that?
Mm-mm.
She set up her easel right there that day. And a lot of people know who she is and they'd like to
Great.
paint with her.
Well,
If we
can you
would-
check with them that they're available, and then we can get the information to Prescott Powers and see if he can get I'm not even sure if his kids, if it's available. He may be so packed in with his own curriculum that he may not be able to do it. It may just have to be individual students. What do you think, Sarah?
I think it's worth it for me to email the entire art department with the information, asking them to distribute to their students. And then I can always do a school-wide email to all students. But in
Great.
order for me to do that, I need all the information so I can give them all the information. But I can definitely do a school-wide email. I have that power.
All right. Love the
I
power.
have no power. Like that.
I don't have a lot of power, but that's one of the things. Yeah.
So
Sarah,
what are we going to call this?
Hmm.
Is it a May garden party?
I feel like
Uh,
Garden Party has.
I like that, but I don't know if I like that for kids.
Yeah.
and the Audubon uses that, I mean, it could just be an open house.
It's not a
an
house.
open house.
It's an open garden.
How about?
It could be open house at the Arboretum,
Yeah,
Why would a kid
Well,
feel more
that-
excited about that, Andy?
Well, they wouldn't. I mean, the kid isn't the one who's going to look at, the mother or father's going to go, oh, look at this,
What
Mhm.
about Celebrate Spring at the Palmer Arboretum? And then you have on the flyer all the activities we're offering. We put,
Yeah, I like that.
Mhm.
that works.
because you're right, it's not a house. So, and
Yeah.
we're only stealing Celebrating from Celebrating Agriculture.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah, that's okay.
I
hopefully,
think that's nice.
I think it's nice.
because it's a
What
bunch
about-
of activities too. It's not just like art, it's not art. It's not just the nature walk. It's a bunch of different things.
Right.
Right. Is there anything can you think of anything that some of the kids at the academy who help us that they would want to do? Like, I can't even think, like build something or make something with kids, have some kind of hands-on project they could do, anything along those lines?
I bet sure if I asked Earth Safe, like that's the environmental club, they probably would do something, and I can always make the National Honor Society kids do stuff as well because I run that. But I can ask the Earth Safe if they would like to do something.
That would be awesome.
They're definitely, I'm 99% sure they're still running. Like they may be virtual for the most part, but they're still meeting.
They are, Noah's in it, and they just were making some beeswax,
Oh,
lip
that's
balm
right,
to
that's
sell.
right, that's
So maybe they could sell it there or something. So, but it gets a little tricky with COVID too for some of the hands-on things.
Yeah.
Which we'll still have to deal with.
But outside, Mel Gronsky, I think, runs that, and she's great. So she'll come
She
up with
does.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. How about a birdhouse? Is that a very difficult thing to build?
It's probably more you can get them already built maybe, and then they could paint it, because otherwise it's they wouldn't be able to finish it in time.
Okay.
Well, I know at Home Depot, they used to have those projects where kids could come on a Saturday and build something. And one of the things is a birdhouse. So they're kind of prefab, and then they put them together.
But if you did a kind of, recycling kind of birdhouse sort of, then it doesn't require nails and hammers, but they could, we could figure out what would be a good, there's all kinds of birdhouses. We could do some little research.
Yeah.
How much did the ones at Home Depot cost, Andy? If it was a kit?
I don't think much. I don't know, $5 or $6.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't something that I would buy and put in my yard, but the kids are happy. They look like a birdhouse when they're done. Linda Kaplan's husband makes really cool birdhouses, but I don't see him doing it with the kids. I'm just trying to think how, because he likes selling them. I know the ones that are down there, I bought from him, the bluebird houses and the owl house. So
now, I mean, we're not trying to spend a lot of money on this, so that whatever we're doing has got to be something that's inexpensive and engaging.
Yeah.
Right.
There's one there on Amazon for $6.99. It requires basically you just the wood has holes and you like it's all slits, and then you can paint them. It says great for our birthday parties, after school fun, summer projects, and holidays.
Oh, sounds good. Are we going to ask for registration for this? Like if we were advertising through the Last Green Valley, they give a registration number. I mean, if we're going to be providing supplies, it might be useful to know, how many birdhouses should be available.
Yeah.
Then we need access to the web page, because then on the web page, if we have access to our web page, then we could direct them to the web page where there's a sign up link, like a button, like sign up here to come to Celebrating Spring. And then we could do a jot form or where you can get all the information.
Now, we don't have a separate web page, do we, Andy? We're just a part of the town web page.
But you do have your own page.
We have our own page.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
But that means we have to have some control over it. Like someone has to go in there, like I can go in there, put in the button, and then I get all this stuff to me, the emails to me, like, 55 people registered or something like that. I don't know if I don't know what the town's willing to give up that kind of control.
Yeah, they might not be, but we can.
Sarah, what about the Facebook page?
We could do it through Facebook too. My concern with Facebook is that people of a certain age may not be on Facebook. They may not register. I'm just trying to, the more places we can get them to register, but we can put it all on our Facebook page, and then I can post it on Woodstock Proud.
Because Woodstock Proud, I'm not a Facebook person, but that's one of the things I like on there. I mean, it's just, there's so much news and things that I don't know about, but it looks like a lot of people are always inquiring about things for their kids.
Yeah, it's good and bad. They trash the mail service, but then they ask other things too.
Oh yeah, they really trashed it a couple days ago. I have a question about that. Where did I see I think it was you had posted the people on our committee, but you didn't have yourself?
The only thing I posted on the Facebook page was I linked it to the webpage. That's, I guess, now inaccurate. I linked it to the webpage and then I pushed it. So we got 21 new followers, but I didn't update anything else. I didn't write anything else.
I wonder what that was that I saw because someone's name was missing. And I don't
Well,
remember.
on the web, on our web page, it does have, our listed names, but it's not current. So it does have the members.
Oh, that's okay. Then that's
Now,
something I
Kathy, is
saw.
that something that you're going to talk to the town hall about?
Yeah, so I can fix that as well. If they'll, I can have them fix it, or maybe they'll let me, but either way, I can check on both those things.
But also asking them about what Sarah is saying. Is there some
Right.
way that we can have people register on that webpage? Because that would be the address that we would give the Last Green Valley to put into their publicity.
Right.
Is that if people are interested through the Last Green Valley, they should register on the webpage. I mean, we ought to have it all on one conduit, not people registering in different places.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. I
Yeah.
can ask them. Yeah, the town website needs some work anyway. It's not user friendly at all. No. So
Yeah. I've never looked at it. So,
Jay Swan ran on the platform that he was going to fix the website. I was at that debate and he said he was going to fix the town website. He is not. That's our leverage to get them.
There you
You
go.
fix
You love it. I love it.
yeah,
Right. All
we're
right.
counting on you.
Okay.
pressure.
I think we have covered. So will we have enough time to do publicity if we have all the final things done by the March meeting?
Yes.
And maybe, the person who's going to do the poster, I like the idea of calling it Celebrate Spring.
Mhm.
And then they can put in, if they don't have everything in, if we add something afterwards, well, that's all right. Enjoy the gardens, and so, I mean, that covers the walks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The scavenger hunt, coloring contests, be creative, be artistic,
Bring a picnic.
whatever.
Well, all that information will be in your, do you send minutes?
I do. Didn't you get them last time? You didn't read them, Sarah.
But
Gosh.
approximately 1,000 emails a day. Yes. But as soon as I put all this in the minutes, I will send it out to all the relevant people on my end.
Okay, yeah, it will go in the minutes. I try to do the minutes. Yeah. Okay, so going to talk to Jay. How do we want to do this?
Get all dressed up.
Okay. Sassy
Something
women.
something I haven't done in almost a year.
Really going to come out of our jammies? Come on.
Oh my
Do we have to
God.
do the agenda, or do we have to do this at a board of selectmen meeting, or can we do it just with Jay?
I think we can do it just with Jay, don't you?
I think so
Yeah,
too.
that's probably better, more effective.
Do we have to go through,
What, Sarah, you're a working woman. What's a good time for you? And Jesse, what time is a good time for you two women? As working women,
Yeah, I mean,
not a Friday. The town hall is closed on a Friday.
right. After 3 if possible, but if not, we can,
I have, I only teach part-time, so I have a little bit more flexibility, but I can do after 3 too.
Okay, is the town hall open after 3?
it might not be. I have, I have a break, like I could do like let's see, 11:30, or I have a little break in a 2-hour window in my schedule in the middle. We could do it around
Okay.
that time. Yeah.
How
Before-
about you,
I think-
Sarah?
I think the town hall is open to 4:30 some days though. Maybe we can do it 4 o'clock. That way you don't have to change your stuff around.
Okay.
Anything's good for me.
Yeah, me too. Okay, let me go and find out what time it is and say to Jay, we would really like to have a chance to have a frank and open discussion, conversation with him about the most important thing that Woodstock owns is a town park.
And we want you to mow it because I watch them mow all that grass all around the Academy building all day long.
It wouldn't take a minute for them to do.
I don't get their rationale on that, but
Well, we will find out. But
Poor Jay doesn't know what's going to hit him.
Yeah. I should ask him when was the last time he was there.
That's
I
a
think
great
yeah.
question.
I think
Or
it's
has
just
he ever been
forgotten.
here?
It's down the hill. People don't look, don't see it. So they don't have to worry about it. But
And then maybe we just make the ploy, like we're trying to start building up our own money. You're correct. But this is something we can't do right now. Can we do a long-term planning? Like, can you mow for the next 3 years and we come to agreement that then we'll take it over because we hope to by then be in a different spot. And he may be out of office by then and we can
Yeah.
someone else.
And by then it'll be so popular that, they'll know
Yeah.
that it's a town
Yeah.
park. Now we're
Well,
just
I
trying to
think-
convince them it's a town park.
I think, to go meet with him, but then offer to have him come and we can walk around with him and point out the fact that if we have a couple big trees come down, there goes our little budget goes out the window.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so tenuous, our situation. One storm can really wreak havoc on us, but
Absolutely.
so.
It was very helpful to have John Navarro walk around because he is going to take care of the erosion, by the way, Andy, at the side of the
Oh,
parking
he
lot.
is?
and driveway.
Oh, good. Yeah.
He's going to soil and seed that. He also is going to probably bring out a truckload of dirt to fill in the water erosions that go down right the way through. There are 3 areas of
Oh,
serious
beautiful.
erosion.
Oh, good.
So he did agree to do that, which was really nice of him. I think he is willing to do stuff sort of under the table, so to speak,
Yeah.
without letting everybody else know about it. He's really nice like that. Anybody
wanna-
got anything else to do? So I will set out an appointment with Jay maybe after 3 o'clock. Send out a possible agenda list so that everybody can think about that and agree to it or not, or add or whatever.
I'll
and
check
then-
with my names I've given you to make sure that date is good with them. I'll also ask Chad if he can come to do the trees. I'll talk to Linda. I haven't talked to her yet. Try to lock them into that date.
Right.
Do we need a
Great.
deadline for getting all that information together so that we can, make sure we do get the publicity out in time?
I'm sorry. Say that again.
Do we need to set like a deadline before, so that we definitely make sure we have all the information before we can?
Well, I would think we need to have everything set by the next meeting. Do you want to do it
Right.
before the next meeting?
I mean, I don't,
That would send out information in March.
March, yeah, okay.
Yeah, Sarah, you've got the most to lock down with, getting the poster done and your contacts are the things you're
Yeah,
gonna.
as soon as everything's confirmed, like I will send out and I get everything confirmed, I'll send out an email to the art department and then to the entire school. And I actually think that a shorter time period for kids is actually better. If you give them too long, then they're like, I want to do that. And it goes by the wayside. If we
Yeah.
only have 2 weeks, we only have 2 weeks. And then, they only go to school 4 days a week. So everyone has a day off that they can, do some other things.
Oh, okay. So we need to be in touch with each other as we're getting things locked up.
Right. Send out some group, when you get
Okay.
something that's working towards that, send it out in a group email. Great. Okay, anything else?
What about, we have advertisement in the Last Green Valley, hopefully on the town website. Maybe we can do a write-up and put it on the community calendar in the Woodstock Villager. Where else are you thinking to advertise?
The shopper,
Shopper's Guide,
You have to pay for the shopper's guide.
yeah.
even a little blurb in there.
Yeah.
I can remember hearing that the shopper's guide is expensive, but
Well, we can also put a little on our little, whatever you call it, our little sign out, we can put a little, people drive by that all the time. We can put a little,
Oh, right there, like some
right
kind
there,
we could laminate the poster and put it up. Because
Yeah.
the town hall laminates for us, don't they?
yeah.
What about the Winnie community calendar? Does that,
Oh, yeah, there you go.
that
And who,
cost money or?
who wants to go down and talk with Gary O at 6 a.m?
Yeah.
I'm
I mean,
like,
everybody's always saying, did you hear so-and-so on Gary O this morning? I don't listen to it. But that's a good way to get word out about something. But I think we need to have flyers around, in Sweet Evelina's and
Mm-hmm.
the
Yeah,
local
absolutely.
businesses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sweet Evelina's is a good one.
okay,
Okay.
Okay. Are we all set?
yep.
Yeah,
Can I entertain a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion.
Thank
we
you. Any
adjourn?
second?
Second.
All right. We are adjourning at 7:08.
Nice to see everyone.